and welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today we are going to stuff extra money. Yay! It is so exciting on days that I have extra to stuff. When I started sinking funds and cash funds, I wondered for the longest time, where do people come up with extra money? Because I don't have it. And then when I really started to get into all of this, I was like, wait, I do have extra money, and where does it come from? So today we're only going to stuff $480, but overall I had an extra $848 to stuff. So if you've been with me for a while, this is my journal where I keep all of my money. What am I doing with my money? So I actually come in and I get 3 different things currently. My daughter gives us an extra $160, and that's for her car insurance. So I pay the bill and then she gives me the money back. So that's an extra $160 that gets to get stuff. I currently do mileage because currently I drive all over the district, so I get mileage. And then right now we're getting the child tax credit for 1 extra child. So that's where my extra money is coming from this week. Or this month, I should say. And I hold it all together and stuff it once. So although it's $848 total, we only have $480 here. So when it's extra, I like to count it. So 100, 200, 200, 250, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 410, 430, 450, 450, 460, 465, 470, 475, 480. So there really is only 480 here. However, I have already shifted around some money for different things. So the first thing that I've already shifted around is 50 that goes straight to my husband. So he is off of a cash system. He needed that money for something else before I could get around to this. So he has already gotten $50. The next is another 50 for my son. We take part of the child tax credit, deposit it into his savings account so that he's working on saving for a car when he turns 16. So that money goes into there. And then that means the first thing that I'm going to stuff today is pet. Now pet is not one of my sinking funds. It is one of my cash funds, but it's the only one. And that's because we currently are cat sitting for my daughter. I didn't know cats were so expensive. Kitty litter, treats, cat food, it just all adds up. So she has given us an extra $25 for her baby, and there's already 10 in here. So $20, $30, $35 in all. So that's nice to help build some of that back up because he has wiped out what I did have in here. And I'm just going to set that to the side. And then next is back to school. Back to school I find amusing. I, for some reason, thought, I'm going to add, $20? For some reason, I thought that back to school meant that once it was funded, it was going to be good until August of next year. Yeah, no. My son came back and said, hey, Mom, I need science fair stuff. I need backboards. I need supplies for my project. So I've really enjoyed picture money has also come out of back to school. So I like this because I've used it for so many things. So I should have 68, 20, 40, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. I try to keep it at 150. Yeah, I wiped that out beginning of November, wiped that out. So we are working our way back up to 150 in back to school. Car maintenance is going to get a $50 bill. I am in need of an oil change. I am in need of some headlights, a handful of different things that we need to do. My car is 2012, so it's creeping on 10 years. So as that happens, we need to really think about maintenance and what to do to keep it up. So there should be 132, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 131, 132. Matches. All right, who is next? Christmas. Christmas is going to get some money. Yay! I am so worried about not having enough money in here for Christmas. What am I adding? I said 50. I am so worried about not having enough money for Christmas that I've even actually started an extra savings challenge. So 50. There should be 345, 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 340, 345 matches. Yeah, I'm worried with inflation and the way prices are going, so hoping that what I have in here, plus my extra savings challenge, plus my change, plus my cash back on my credit card will take care of Christmas. Clothing. Youngest is gone through a growth spurt again. We are going to be needing to buy clothes for him very soon. All right, we're going to add 20. The reason it's at 0 is because, well, that was back to school clothes. And, yep, we're working on getting that back up. All right, clothing, emergency fund. So I like a lot of my folders, but I am so appreciative of my emergency folder. Recently we had an emergency come up. What am I going to add to it? 50. We recently had an emergency come up where it was nice to be able to pull this and have it and know that I wasn't worried about where was that money going to come from. 100, 200, 250, 300, 320, 340, 360, 365, 366, 367, 368, 369 matches. This whole sinking funds. I really struggled in the beginning seeing the value in this, but if you are like me and have seen the value, I'd love to hear about it, because there are so many folders, like emergencies has saved me, medical has saved me, auto, the car repair has saved me, back to school saved me. It's just that naming each dollar and each penny is so helpful to me, because it allows me to be prepared when I need money for something, like family birthdays. So in our house, each of the kids gets $100 for their birthdays. What am I going to add? 10. Each of the kids gets $100 for their birthday. My husband gets 100, I get 100. So it's nice to be able to have this. And we have a birthday in March, April, May, and June. And then we have 2 odds that aren't here, but to come up with $400 back to back is really difficult some years. So this has been nice to have it ready to go. So 135 is what should be in here. 100, 120, 130, 135. So this whole system, and it's hard to set this money aside and not go spend it on something else, but it's nice to know that I don't have to worry about it when it is time to pay something. All right, next, 125. So I don't actually have a folder for this. It is our investing. I buy stocks, I play bounces in stocks, and then I also have dividend stocks, and so I am taking 125 of this and putting it into investing to help build that up. It looks like there's already a 20 in here. Because I don't have a folder for it, I really have just taken a big envelope, labeled it with what I wanted it, and then I will take and drop this into the bank later so that it can go into investing. Next on my list, retirement. Another folder that is just make-believe. I do have a folder for this because I do like to track this in here so that I know what's going on. We're going to add 25. So we have a high interest savings account, and that high interest savings account is where I put this retirement. Yes, we have other retirements, but we put an extra, it's just an extra savings is really what it is. Let's see, I know I have a folder for it. Where is it? There it is. So I'm going to put 25 in. That'll bring our up to $810 in there. Definitely need to get to the bank because it looks like I have some money in here. Another 25. So we will get all of this to the bank later today. And like I said, we should have $810 in there once I deposit that into the bank. again, an empty folder. All right, we are running out of money. All right, so remember how I said there was $848? Well, but there was some that was already there, and that's because I've already moved over $100 from my account into our savings account, so that didn't go anywhere, so that's not getting stuffed, but that's $100 of the imaginary money that's getting stuffed. Tag renewal, we are working up saving for tags. We have 4 tags due. I'm gonna add $5. It hits us like it just sideswipes us again, like the emergencies, like car maintenance, back to school, all of that. Just so appreciative of all of these folders and naming this so I know I have money set aside. So I should have 135, 100, 120, 130, 135. And then, who's next? And then I have 1 month ahead. 1 month ahead is going to get the last $100 bill. I am excited. Oh, yes. So the other day, I didn't actually make a video of it, but I needed to get it in the bank. So I swapped out my hundreds for $1,000. This is one of my fake pieces of money, and it is when my money is working for me. I just printed it off the printer, and then I wrote the amount on it. So we are going to add $100. We should have $1,153. So I started 1,000, 100, 150, 151, 152, 153. I actually started using this type of budgeting system back in March of this year. So this isn't quite a whole year's worth, but I have been intentional about making sure I get, the goal is to have $5,000 for my 1 month ahead. We are 1/5 of the way there, a little bit more, but I have been intentional about trying to save money for that 1 month ahead. This is the only one where I have $1,000 bill. I have a couple other, like my emergencies. So I told you I just had to use it. And you know why? It's because I got it close to $500. It seems like every time I get it close to 500, it just, something happens. But 1 month ahead, I am being intentional about getting it up, and it is growing. All right, so that actually is everything I'm gonna stuff today. My sinking funds envelopes are all envelopes that I've made. There is a link down below in the description if you want to see how I made my envelopes and how I picked what all of my categories were. So thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you like my video, I'd love a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you hit subscribe. And if you want to know when my next video posts, hit that bell for notifications. Thanks so much for coming today. Bye, guys.